I'm showing for the first time ever my tribute painting to the late, great, and when I say great, I mean the greatest performer ever in the history of the world, Michael Jackson. So I'm showing that. I've never showed it before. You're going to see it for the first time. It's insane. I feel insane right now because I just gave birth. And giving birth, as you might not know, but myself knowing, it's the most unbelievable experience. So right now I'm Michael Justin. I'm going to read the opening passage in my book because I feel like it's really poignant, timely, and relates to Michael Jackson and this whole piece. And it's called One. The characters that I draw and paint represent who I am and what I value. They are from different cultures that together form, from different backgrounds that together form one urban culture. People ask me what I am: Puerto Rican, Italian, Jewish, African American, but like my characters, I can't define myself by any one race. I have so many different bloodlines flowing through my veins and grew up in such a uniquely integrated culture that I'm just me. I'm part of an urban race united by the city. As kids, we weren't separated by the color of our skin. We judge each other by the content of our character. This is where the slang word one comes from. We are one. Urban life challenges us to thrive among diversity and vibe off one another in a positive way. And this is the gift of the city. Painting is basically Michael in his element. I basically painted him with his face shrouded in darkness, so you can't tell if it's the new Michael, the old Michael. Because really, I wanted us to project our image of what we felt about Michael, you know, as opposed to everything else. And I painted him on stage because he said that was the only place he ever felt comfortable, was on stage. And that was his home. And off the stage, he just wasn't really comfortable, you know, because so many people wanted so much from him. And he, you know, since Jesus Christ, he was the most famous person to ever walk this planet, really. And you will never have somebody like that again. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Michael Jackson. And I painted it a little bit dark, a forbearing key. So you see the words king in the background because he's truly the king of pop. And the city, because basically he brought city culture together. Now, Michael Jackson was an influence to everybody in the hip-hop culture, everybody in general, period. He was the most influential artist of our time. So he was an influence on me, and he was a great guide for greatness. You look at him, you see greatness. The best dancer ever, best singer ever, best performer ever, unarguably. You could argue about the other ones, but you can't argue that he was the greatest performer of all time. And he meant a lot to me. Favorite song, Billie Jean is the perfect song. I've been listening a lot to Man in the Mirror, but PYT hits me the hardest. Even people that don't grow up with Michael are affected by Michael. They're like, you know, they kind of passively absorb Michael throughout the years. And he was around us. I mean, I was walking around with a Thriller jacket. And obviously I painted the glowing sequin glove because that's Michael Jackson, you know, quintessential, iconic Mike. And then the glowing socks are, of course, reminiscent of the Off the Wall album cover, as we all know. And then, you know, and the city, because he really united the city, united the cultures. And I call him the king because, goddamn, he was the king. You know, I painted his head with a hat casting a shadow so he would be shrouded in darkness a little bit so that you wouldn't say, oh, that's the Mike from, you know, Billie Jean or Beat It or Man in the Mirror or whatever. That is just the Mike that we can now project our own image onto what we want Mike to look like in our imaginations. You want the darker skinned Mike, the lighter? Well, it doesn't matter. That's the point. It wasn't about this. It was never about this. You know, it was about this. It was about his heart and his soul. And that's what he gave us.